Hey everyone, welcome back to the series. I know we had a little bit of a break on our video series, how we're creating our new agency's website. My name is Nils here at Dinghy Studio, and today we have mobile optimizations. Isn't that always a nice topic? I realized I don't know, maybe it's just my thing, but I always forget the small screens overlay menu and how it usually changes drastically from the bigger screens layout. And that's what happened on this project as well. Just realized yesterday that we need a better menu for the small screens. And so I thought, let's make something nice. And let's jump right into it and look at the result. So here we are on the smaller screen version of our website. I don't know, I happen to be on a Mac, and so the Xcode simulator is a convenient choice to make this like really feel like a phone. And so anyway, here's the menu, typical burger icon, and the main navigation items stagger in like a staggered animation, like, and then the get in touch button, and then the dedicated close button. And so then we have a couple things going on here that might not be super obvious. So first of all, there's if you drag now, web developers know what I'm talking about. So we prevented the page in the background from scrolling up and down. Like I can show you immediately what that looks like if you don't do it. So just don't look at the code too in detail right now, just for demo purposes. So let's change that away. Typically, if you don't do anything, then this scrolling behavior of the body, that will still happen even when the menu is open. So if I scroll now, the page in the background will move up and down, and that's kind of undesirable, especially because I wanted to make this feel more like a real app. And so I wanted to be able to, instead of just, like when you press this, then it fades out, and that's all good and nice. But, this gesture when you flick something out on your phone, like up or down, for example, if you have an image open or something, you can just usually flick it, this flicking gesture, oops, sorry, of going up and down, and then it disappears. And I wanted to do the same thing. So for this to happen, I just wanted to show you how easy this is to accomplish. Actually, like I didn't have to use any libraries or any other, I don't know, bigger things, like green sock animation library or anything. You can just do this in Svelte, super easy with not too many lines of code. So let's dive right into the effect. In Svelte, the framework that we're using, you have this way to attach event handlers this way, that you say on touch start, which is basically when you put your finger down, and on touch end, when you lift your finger up again, have these two different functions that look at stuff. So the handle touch start function, the only thing that it does is kind of records the point where the finger went down, like so the X and, like in our case, only the Y coordinates, because what we're trying to find out is if you put your finger down, and then a couple different things could happen. So let's open the menu again. Let's say you wanted to click on the project's link, right? Then the gesture would be like you tap on it quickly. But during this tap, first of all, like between touch start and end, there will be a couple milliseconds that pass, right? Like some people tap quicker, some tap less quick, like take a little bit longer. And so also when you touch your screen, you might move with your finger just a little bit, because Like it's not the precisest action of all times. And so what we need to find out is if somebody meant to flick the menu away or if somebody meant to tap on a link. So what we're doing here in this touch start event is that we're saying, give me the Y coordinate of where the touch start happened, like where did they start to press, and then also capture the time, like when did it start, what's the time that it went down. And so as soon as the finger goes up again, so the touch end, we record the position again and also the time. So with this information, with the time and the two different points that the finger went onto the device and then off again, we can first of all calculate how long did it take, like how long was this gesture from touch start to touch end. And then also we can kind of calculate the speed of it. So if we know the distance between the 2 points and we also know the time. So if we divide distance by time, we kind of get the speed. And so this is a value that you can totally take and fine tune. Like I went for 0.5 in speed, but this is something that you can just, mess around with and see what feels good. And if we see that the speed is above 0.5, we can also get the direction of the gesture. So if the distance is bigger than 0, then it means that the gesture went down. If it's a negative number, then the direction of the gesture was up. And so then we have this, so we can instruct our animation to go up or down. We can see that in a minute. And then I just call my function which closes the menu. And so what we do down here is we can, in Svelte, you can conveniently define animations and also do something different for when they come in, when an element comes in or when it goes out. So in all cases, when it comes in, we just fade with a duration of 75 milliseconds. That's pretty fast, so you see what you're doing, right? And on the out animation, we have a couple of conditionals. So first of all, takes a little bit longer, just to make the animation really look nice. And so we can see this is called a fly transition. Fly means it fades if you wanted to, but also it will go in a certain direction. So, and we're saying on the element going out, so away, so to say, we want you to either go up or down, depending on the gesture direction, by a value of 25, VH is the CSS unit for the viewport height, but you can just think of it in this case of 25% of the screen height. So I want the whole menu to travel during the entire animation by roughly like a quarter of the screen height. So it just goes away smoothly, and when you flick it down, it goes like this. But there's also the situation where you can just press on the X that is actually here. And in that case, I don't want a flying animation, like I don't want it to go up or down, I just want it to fade. So if the gesture direction is nothing, then just travel by 0 pixels up or down. So when we press the X, it just fades out, like this. And when you drag it down, it flies down. And if we drag it up, it flies up. Isn't that nice? And so the last bit that we're going to look at here is how did we achieve this staggering animation for the links coming in. Also for this, I don't know, stuff like this to me always looks complicated until you figure out how to do it, and then it's super easy. So in the menu, this is the menu component, we have a loop here going on for all the navigation items that are defined in our Sanity content management system. And so in this thing, I can get the index number of the element itself. And so they all get this animation that I called animate fade in down. And you get to define a delay on this. So the first one comes in immediately, and then this number, this I, will first be 0, then it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, because we have 5 elements, but it starts at 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we just multiply this 1, 2, 3, 4 with 100, and then attach like a milliseconds thing on there. So the first one will just come in immediately, the second one will delay by 100 milliseconds, and the last one by 400 milliseconds. And that's the whole thing. And I'm really happy with this because I thought it would be complicated to have like a interaction like this to make the website feel a little bit more app-like and so on. But I'm very happy that it kind of, it's this essentially it's this code to see if it was like really like a flick out gesture or not, and to apply the action that it needed for it. And that's not too much. And so I'm less afraid of doing stuff like this now. And let's see, like maybe there's more opportunities to do something like that. I hope you liked the video. Stay tuned. We're gonna put this website live in the next couple of days, and I'm certainly looking forward to it. I had fun getting through this project, but I'm also looking forward to putting it live so everyone can see it and we can hopefully get some feedback on it. Thank you, and see you in the next one.